This episode of Content with Creation is brought to you by Grinding Coffee Company. Grinding Coffee is a black LGBTQIA+ owned online coffee shop dedicated to fueling gamers and creators alike with their specialty coffees. They're based out of Georgia, ship nationwide in the United States, and a portion of each purchase benefits the Coffee Trust, making donations to the farmers where their coffee is ethically sourced and roasted to order. To try Grinding Coffee today, head over to grindingcoffee.co and use code Jose for 10% off your purchase of some fabulously gay coffee. That is code JOSE at grindingcoffee.co. All right, everyone, welcome to episode 1 of Content with Creation. Jose Gonzalez here. I'm ready to explore this new avenue with you all, getting to know some of my favorite creators across all different walks of life. We've had music, entertainment, we have writers, we have wrestling, we have just so many great, intelligent people that I'm so glad to share their stories with you. And I couldn't think of a better person for this first episode than one of my personal favorite people on the internet, someone I consider a comfort watch. I talk to this woman on a semi-daily basis. You know her, you love her, you've seen her on certain people's Instagram feeds in black and white reacting to whistle notes. And a recent member of the 70,000 subscriber club on YouTube. Some call her KioshiWarrior. We call her the lovely Maya Tomlin. Maya, how are you?
Thank you. I'm wonderful. That intro was cute. Okay, Jose.
I know. I try. I got to bust out the chops a little bit. But like literally right as we're getting ready to record this, I'm like, oh, you hit 70K. And she's like, word?
Yeah, whoa. Wild.
So yes, it is a good night for us to be here. I'm very glad to, one, celebrate that accomplishment, but also get to know a little bit more about how we got here to begin with, because there's a lot to this journey that we call YouTube. So I would love to be able to pick your brain about everything as well.
I ask away. I have no secrets, no surprises. What you want to know? It definitely has been a journey.
Yes, I can definitely vouch for that. And I mean, certain things you wouldn't expect to do so well, and they do. And then just the things that one video can take you even outside of YouTube, it's tremendous. So in a natural transition, not at all jump cut for any particular reason. I mean, obviously, you've always had such like an ear for music. I can imagine, like, even before like your college days in acapella, like probably growing up in the church, you had to have been singing from a very young age.
Actually, no.
Really?
I did not grow up singing in church because I went to a very bougie, dry church where they sung the driest of hymns and things. There was no...
I can relate to the dry hymns. Yeah, there was
no energy. No.
There was no Change Me. There were no Clark Sisters. God, I'm trying to think of the hymns that we had in the lovely St. Rosalima Catholic Church here in Buffalo. It was... Taste and see the goodness of the Lord is what we had.
Well, I went to a Baptist church, but I was just like, oh, this is a Baptist church. Why aren't we should be stomping and clapping.
Yeah.
Everyone's just sitting in their seats and it's real dry. And it didn't interest me. So that's why I didn't sing in church. I like gospel music. But
I mean, I found it later in life. So, like, I never realized just how much life there could be to gospel music because I was just associated with, like, dry hymns sung by older Caucasian people. Nothing against it, but yeah.
I've heard my share. They, it gives to who, wants that. But not I, said the fly.
Yeah, I mean, we love head voice. It's good. I need to not. Okay, but obviously,
we love head voice.
So I mean, like, obviously, like you found that later on in life, but like getting to like your acapella days in college, like were there just artists that you always gravitated to, where it's just like, you know what, I feel a little bit of that sound, I feel a little bit of this sound, while trying to figure out what you sounded like.
That is a wonderful question. Honestly, my dad introduced me to music so when I was really young. So I loved like Sam Cooke, I loved Marvin Gaye, I loved my mom played a lot of Lauryn Hill, a lot of Mary J. Blige, a lot of Brandy, the Human album only. So I didn't find any of her other albums until later, which I was mad about. But so I already had a decent little arsenal of people and sounds that I knew I would gravitate to naturally. But the fun part about acapella, I realized I really like rock. I realized I really banged with a little bit of screamo when it's done properly and it doesn't sound like completely glottal. It's not, I like it. I like the energy behind it. But I didn't figure all of that out until I joined an acapella group, and I was like, okay, this is how everything sounds, stripped down to the bare bones, and if you don't put in the bass line, it won't be there, like type stuff. So it just made me a little bit more conscious of detail, and like being really obsessed about staying on top of the note, because if you go flat at all, we'll hear it. Everyone will hear it. And and it could be the slightest, it doesn't even have to be a big, it could be the slightest bit off, and you just hear it and you just like, and it is one of the worst feelings in the world.
Yeah, I've done band, I've done choirs, I've done musical theater. Like, it is painfully obvious the second anything is out of tune and you can't do anything about it.
Yeah, at all. You just let the moment pass. I'm like, get back on top of the note. Get back on top of the note.
So, I mean, was this kind of around the time where, like, Pitch Perfect was starting to become, like, a big thing? Or, like, did they already have, like, an established group? Or
I was already in the middle of my acapella journey when Pitch Perfect came out. And it was hell on earth. It was hell on earth. It had to use it in order to, like, promote our group on campus. Like, have you seen Pitch Perfect? Do you want to be an acapella group? So we got a lot of auditions that year, but it was still like, I was like, this is not what ICCAs is like. I got real in my acapella bag. I was like, this is not what competition is like. You cannot do flips. You cannot do this and this. All the stuff that they try to make super interesting about it would just not be allowed in competition. So we had people coming in there trying to do acrobatics. I'm like, baby, it's
no.
Like, it's not, this is not.
No, save that for the Ryan Murphy production. This is not that.
Very save it for Ryan Murphy. Yeah.
Yeah, so I mean, did you do a lot of the arranging, or like how did it work? Like whenever you guys would come up with what you were gonna tackle for a competition.
So I was in the group I went to college for 5 years, and I was in college. I was in acapella for all 5 years. I was in school. My first 2 years, I was just a member, but I co-directed 1 year with my girl Lisa. Hey Lisa, if you're watching this. And then I directed 1 year by myself, and it was the hardest shit I'd ever done in my life because I play no instruments. So that year that I directed alone, I did I did an arrangement of Greedy by Ariana by myself, by ear, me in my dorm room at 2 a.m. singing each part into GarageBand, trying to make sure each part sounded good from the bass all the way up to soprano 1. I also had to beatbox. I do not know how to beatbox, but I had to do percussion to market for our actual beatboxer. It was I was like,
can I just say that is equal parts impressive but also intimidating as fuck, because Greedy is a big song.
Yeah.
And I've only ever heard one acapella group do it once, and their bass, their contralto went on to be in Citizen Queen, Katie.
I know that's right.
So I mean, if you could master an arrangement of Greedy of all songs, like,
that's the thing. I didn't master it. I think I executed it decently.
Right?
I was like, for my lack of experience and know-how and doing it just off of ear, I was like, I can hear the harmonies. I can hit the notes. It just sounded, in my mind, not as big of a project as it ended up being.
Right.
I was like, the layers to this, I knew. I went online. I looked it up. I watched all the little breakdown videos that I could find while I was building my arrangement. But I was like, this is ridiculous, absolutely ridiculous.
I mean, like, probably something that took a little bit of pressure off is like Greedy being a non-single. Maybe not everyone was super familiar with it, so they couldn't dissect it the same way they could like A Dangerous Woman or An Into You.
Yeah, but on the menu it said, well, on the menu, Jesus, on the pamphlet that they give you a competition, it said Ariana Grande. So people were excited. They were like, you know what Ariana Grande's song sounds like, even if you don't listen to her often.
This is true.
It's going to be high, it's going to be pop, it's going to be, for the most part. And I also had the solo, so that was fun.
Good. I mean, that is a fun melody to mess around with too. So like, did it get crazy with like some of the ad libs, or like how did you? I mean, for starters, like Greedy goes high. Like, did you keep that in the original?
I did.
Oh, she has range.
I kept it. Thank you. I kept it in the original key. It challenged me, but I got it done, and for the most part, I'm proud of the way I executed it. I'm very picky. I'm my worst critic, so I was like, I could have did this better. I could have flipped there. I could have did this, but like overall, it sounded pretty good.
Good.
I wouldn't be mad if other people heard it.
I mean, honestly, like if you're to a point where you're not that embarrassed about it, I think that's progress. Because like I still go back to like 10 years ago, like at a random Christmas high school concert, me doing of all songs Christmas shoes as a solo, as little 17-year-old Jose, like thinking he was the shit.
That's
He
adorable,
wasn't the
man.
shit, but like he also wasn't shit. So I guess there's
That's
that.
it though. But that's
Yeah.
a good space of content, and like
Hmm.
that was good for where I was
Yes.
that moment.
Like
You
you could
know?
tell at that time he did want to be a music teacher, so he was gonna do stuff to get him in that groove. So it's like, yeah.
Always.
And then I ended up getting a journalism degree because I ain't no jobs in music education, but y'all didn't hear that from me. But, I mean, anyways. But I mean, we do go throughout these journeys, and like on the way we come up with some the most crazy memories and the most insane stories. And then something that you ended up doing was documenting some of these stories on camera and starting to upload them to your channel.
Indeed, indeed. So, I know I've told this story so many times. Like it's every time I'm like, this is insane that this is what I'm doing right now for where I was when I started it because I was just so sad.
Yeah.
I was a senior in college. It was 2017. I had no clue what I wanted to do next. I was just like, okay. I was an English literature major for 3 out of the 5 years that I was there.
Oh wow.
Did not end up getting that degree. Ended up getting a degree in liberal arts because what I should have been was a music major, but I was too scared and didn't believe in myself. So I got a piece of paper
It happens to all of us.
from a university, for liberal arts, and I guess I'm still doing arts related things, so it's fine. I'm using my piece of
Yeah.
paper.
So I guess that answers the question from Avenue Q of what do you do for being English?
You switch. And you beg your advisor, who was so tired of seeing you, change your major for a third time just so you can get out of school. That's what you do.
Yeah.
So when I started the channel, I was like, I loved watching storytime YouTube videos, and I was watching one, and shout out to Kenny, if you guys know, He Flawless, formerly known as He Flawless, I'm known as Kenneth. He was just hilarious. He'd have his little story time pillow, and he would tell his story. So I was watching one of his videos, and I was like, I have a story. I want to tell a story. So I set up my camera. If you go back and look at my first video, I'm just very orange. Knew nothing about lighting.
Yeah, what is white balance?
The child, you couldn't tell me.
I mean, also, what is focus right now? I mean, holy shit, Jose, Jesus. It's almost like you spent $500 on a damn camera. Huh? There we go.
Oh, there you go. But you looked focused to me. I don't know what happened.
It keeps going in and out. It's this lens, but oh well. Forget me. So, I mean, I'm not He Flawless. I'm not now flawless either. So, I mean, so obviously, Kenneth Senegal is a name that's been on YouTube forever. So, like, definitely want to tap into, like, that kind of energy. And, like, I mean, if you got something, why not share it with the class? So, I mean.
Yes, an OG in the field, an OG in many fields. Okay, give him his flowers while
Yes.
he's still here. And so that was the inspiration for that. I was like, I'm just gonna do it. I bought a $50 editing software, uploaded it to my computer, my little PC, and I edited my YouTube video and put it up. And everybody was just like, "What the hell are you doing?" I was like, "What are you doing? Where you make YouTube videos now?" I was like, "It looks that way, It looks that way."
But also, like, remember back in the day where just, like, YouTube started, it was just, like, 60 seconds here and there, and, like, no one thought it could ever be something which is, like, actually viable to, like, be an outlet.
Yeah, I was just like, why am I doing this? But I had so much fun doing it. And I was like, I'm gonna keep making these videos. I don't care if anybody watches them. I did a giveaway when I hit 60 subscribers. I was so pressed.
I may or may not have done the same thing on Twitch for hitting 50. And when I got my little...
You celebrate
Yep.
every accomplishment.
You do.
I was counting subscribers by the tens. I was like, I hit 60. Let me hear. Y'all get this little giveaway. I gave away a jean jacket and like something else. I was so
Oh,
proud.
damn. Mine was just like a little Best Buy gift card. Just like, damn, we're doing articles of clothing. Come on.
Because I was looking up online. I was like, ways to boost your YouTube channel. People say you should do giveaways because like it make it a stipulant. You have to be subscribed. You have to comment. You have to share.
Did you ever do like a follow for follow?
No, I hated that shit.
Oh my god. Like even on Twitter, I hated that.
I was like, I'm not following you unless I'm actually interested in what you're doing. Like,
Mhm.
people used to be like, subscribe to me. I'll subscribe to you. I was like, I don't know about all that.
Yeah.
I didn't really care. I
And then
was
sure
just
enough,
like,
they'd be the first ones to leave anyways. It's just like, all right.
listen, and leave and not say anything, and then you're still subscribed to them for why?
Exactly. It makes no sense to me. So, kind of going back into the early stages of your channel, like we have our first couple story times and everything too. Correct me if I'm wrong. I think the first reaction on your channel is a lituation to Taylor Swift's "Look What You Made Me Do" music video.
It is. That was also completely spur of the moment. I was
Mm-hmm.
figgity fucked up. I was I was extremely drunk, and it was
Yeah.
like 3 o'clock in the morning on a Tuesday, and all my roommates were home, and I was just in my room drunk, whisper
Yeah.
reacting.
Yeah.
Look what you made me do.
I mean, some of us watch music videos, some of us bake sugar cookies during a Monday night football game, while people under the Devil's Lettuce supervision watch you make sure you don't burn the kitchen down.
I'm telling you.
I mean,
I'm telling you.
it's all part of life. It's all part of life.
Indeed.
So, I mean, from there, like, did you ever think, like, oh, wait, I guess people actually watch reactions, like, for real, for real?
After that one, yeah, because that was the first one, and I did not expect it to do any numbers. And then I woke up the next day, and it had like 5,000 views. And my sister called me and was like, Maya, oh my God, your video has 5,000 views. I was like, what? What are you talking about? And I went and I looked, and I was like, oh, okay. I expected to get a whole bunch of hate because obviously I'm not like a Taylor Swift fan. And I
Mhm.
made that clear, like at the top of the video. I was like, she doesn't really do anything for me, but I'm not a hater also. And I
Yeah.
decently enjoyed the music video. I was like, the visuals is cute, Chad. I'll give you that. The visuals was cute. The video. And I don't remember shit I did in the video either. So I watched it back and I was like, God, I look the video's not in focus. It's just
Yeah.
just really drunk shit.
Yeah, clearly I can't relate to the out of focus thing right now because apparently I'm hunting like a mug, which never happens, but whatever. It's the beauty of entertainment.
You look fine.
Yep.
It's perfectly fine.
I appreciate it. Thank you. Your check is in the mail, I swear. So
I can't wait.
now on to like other reactions that you do remember. I think from there, the next one, if I remember correctly, was No Tears Left to Cry.
I was like, oh, you know what? Because what made me want to do, shout out to my best friend Elle. I used to watch them.
Yes,
And
we love
their
Elle.
brother Josh, formerly known as The Incoming, they used to specialize in Fifth Harmony reactions. And they were the first reaction channel that I dove into. And I was like, I'm obsessed with them. And they acted a fool and made me feel comfortable with acting a fool on camera. So I was like, you know what? If I'm going to do reactions, I'm going to do it to people that I really fuck with. Because otherwise, there's no reaction. I feel like people
Yeah.
still ask me, why don't you react to certain people? I'm like, because there'll be no reaction.
Exactly.
I will sit in silence, very bored, and wondering why I'm doing this. But I was like, I love Ariana, have loved Ariana for eons. And I was like, ooh, her new era is starting.
Mm-hmm.
I came back from, I took a break actually. I took a break after I graduated college because again, I was like really sad and didn't know what the fuck I was going to do. So I abandoned my channel for like a good 3 months so I could finish my finals and graduate and
Mm-hmm.
shit. But I was like, no, Ariana's coming back. I'm coming back. So
Yeah.
that was like my first video back from a really long hiatus.
Yeah. No, like when it's worth it, it's worth it. And also, side note, I still think about like I don't know if it was like the sweet melody reaction like Elle did with Josh, but like I don't know what it was. The fucking Wendy Williams from The Masked Singer like being a meme in the edit throughout that whole
Oh my god, I remember that era. No, I remember that.
I don't know what it was. That was like the funniest shit to me to the point where that is still one of my go-to reaction videos on Twitter. It's the Wendy Williams Masked Singer thing.
We loved that one, and Elle was editing all of their videos. So we loved that little.
Oh, he was sneaking that shit in everywhere. Just be like,
yes,
"Oop."
everywhere, everywhere.
Oh, if you see this, you gotta do at least one more reaction to something. I don't know what. You never know. Things could be in the pipelines. Yeah.
Indeed.
So, I mean, and then I feel like, obviously, like, that era of Sweetener kind of kickstarted a lot more content in the reaction realm with you. From there, you also did The Light is Coming. And then the one that I found you on, it was like, picture it. It's 2018 in August. It's a hot summer night. I'm losing my shit because I feel like it leaked a couple minutes before. I'm like, no, you're waiting till midnight. It's your girl.
Oh my
You gotta
god,
wait till
I
midnight.
remember that.
So I wait till midnight. I listen to the song. I lose my fucking mind. I watch the music video. lose my fucking mind, which I'm still mad the music video reaction got taken down, but you were able to save the audio one. But because that was also.
That was Jesus. We can talk about that later. Go ahead.
But when I tell you the way that I'm just like, she is me, I am her, watching you react to that song, down to like getting up and as soon as like the last outro hits and like the choir's coming in, like having that out of body reaction. I was just like, okay, her energy is infectious. I have to hit subscribe. And then that kind of started my journey. And then obviously here we are 4 years later talking about all the craziness that has come from the years since. Like, did you ever think that was going to be like one of a discovery point for you?
I didn't. I did not. But I knew, I was like, regardless of who watches it, like every video I make, I want to genuinely enjoy doing it. So like I watched a whole bunch of like people's stuff like pass by and everybody was doing reactions. I was like, I'm not moved. I don't care. I don't want to. But I did. I reacted to everything from the Sweetener era. Like I was on every single, all of that. God as a Woman dropped, and I was like, it felt special in the moment because the song was so fucking good, and I was genuinely just losing my shit. With no eyebrows on. Father God, I hate that video. I would take it down if I didn't get it so iconic.
I mean, the video is like, it is iconic, but also the start of what many call the pink robe era of your channel.
The pink robe era. Oh my God.
We love her. We miss her. It doesn't have to be midnight to have her.
Oh really? No, it's the way I do not know where that robe is, baby. I'm so sad. I'm so sad too because I reorganized my room and I feel like I lost the string for it, and I think that's what happened. And I ended up tossing it.
Yeah.
I do have a new robe. She's silk though. That's for different content. I'm joking.
Exclusive content, some might say.
I did get a new robe, but that robe really was. It became a little thing. That is my fucking blanket background, child.
Yeah. Oh God, the Mexican blanket, the purple one, like.
Yeah, I got from Urban Outfitters.
Yeah, imported from California.
No, but I love that video. I was really surprised. That happened overnight. I was like, whoa. That's back in the days when I was like, song drops, I need to be the first person to put up a reaction video. I don't think I used to say that all the time. I was like, I used to run myself into the ground trying to get content out first. Like within the first 2 hours, I'd say. I was like, it needs to be out. I need to have mine out. And I did that and it blew up overnight. And I got on Twitter and somebody was like, oh my God, I love your video from Paris. I was like, Paris what? Texas?
Not Paris, Texas.
Like Paris, France. I was like, oh wow.
No, it's actually their name, like Paris Jackson, Paris Hilton,
No, but I was like, oh wow, this is dope. And I was really scared. I did not want Ariana to see that video.
Wait, to this date, do you know if she has seen that video?
I told her not to. I was like, don't look at my old. I was like, you can look at Sweetener, you can look at Thank You Next, you can look at Positions. Don't look at any of my single reactions.
Oh my God, really?
Don't do it.
No, the 7 Rings one she could see.
7 Rings was cute. 7 Rings was cute. I also just hate my old editing and all of that shit too. So I'm like, now I feel like I just put out a better quality of content. But I was like, girl, just don't watch them.
Honestly, I feel like it's just something that comes with experience and time. Like, obviously, like you gain access to other resources. Sometimes it'd be an editor. Sometimes it'd be testing out different equipment, what to do when equipment fails, which we have seen you overcome on many different occasions.
Rip Petunia. My first camera. She held me down.
Yeah. God, I remember, I think it was like right when Boyfriend was coming out, your laptop at the time, like literally separated in half.
Oh my God. Yes. You remember that? Why do you remember that?
Because I remember it was something where like you were pissed, like you couldn't watch the video and you had to go on live and then you thought you couldn't save the live. Yeah.
I remember that.
That Instagram summer. Which we will get into your Instagram in a minute. Like, don't worry about that. So.
You mean the wasteland that is my Instagram that I never post on because I hate Instagram. So.
I mean, if I don't use it to post really ever. Like, I'll use it for stories, and if I'm like lit, I'll go live. So
Yes, so like I love going live.
yes, I mean we also got to talk about like just the fact that you've done so many different things, even just like with reaction stuff, like obviously different artists. You've even dabbled into some commentary on the channel. We'll get into the Patreon later, but like you recently just did your first film commentary for YouTube with it, of all things.
I did. I was like, why y'all love seeing me scared so much, child? It's
I don't know
fine.
how you do it. I am such like I jump scare way too easily. It is the worst thing in the world for me.
I feel like that's the point, though. I'm like, y'all want to see me spooked? It's fine. I'll be spooked. I'm very genuinely. I'll be spooked. I'm a scary bitch.
Yeah.
I'm scared of everything. So it. I want to. I like the horror genre though. I was like, all the spooky, ooky, scary stuff aside, they've been having some of the most interesting plots. And I was like, if I can find other things to cling to in the midst of like being afraid, because I really like the story of it. So like, I'm gonna do chapter 2 as well. The continuation of the story. I was like, I'm looking forward to that, but not the spooky. It's fine. I'm getting better
Yeah.
with it.
No, that's fair too. Because I mean, half of anything that you're watching is going to be all based on a story, anyways. It's just a matter of what events play out with it. So, do you
Indeed.
think that's helping you like expand your horizons into like exploring other kinds of content to react to and provide commentary for?
Yeah, I really love doing TV show reactions. That's a lot of what I do over on Patreon. I feel like I've done 3 shows. I think I've done
Let's
three
see.
shows so far. I
Yeah,
did
P Valley, you've done Euphoria and Pose. Yeah,
and pose. Yeah, I
yeah.
can remember. Yeah. I love doing TV commentary. I've it was the first. I've done documentary reactions as
Yes, you
well.
have.
I really like doing those, and I like movies as well. So just whatever, I'm bouncing around. I'm having fun, trying not to pigeonhole myself because I feel like I did. I was like, damn, when the reactions really started popping off, I'm like, okay, I'm only gonna be able to do reactions now. Nobody's gonna give a fuck about anything else. Like, genuine was my mental process.
See, you say this, but little do we know, like, what one or two little reactions can do in the long, grand scheme of things, too. So we will touch on that in a moment. But also, like, I would love to know, like, kind of circling back, like, where did you fall in love with the idea of, like, an Instagram live here and there? Just, like, I don't know if it became, like, a catch up, whether it be, like, to just let steam out, like, if you were stressed about something. But it feels like those are always can't miss because there's a reason they don't stay up afterwards, if we're being it is a you had to be there moment.
Spill my tea. No, I never saved my life. I'll save my live every now. No, I saved one of my lives a while back. I don't know if it's still up. I might have taken it down, but yeah, no, I delete all of my lives because
Yeah.
some of the topics that we get into can be a little sensitive for some people, certain fan bases. People get mad in their feelings and things, and I just don't have time for
Yeah.
foolishness. So I just I let it ride. But I just love communicating. I'm like that's a way. That's a really easy, quick way. I can just talk to my people, talk to my family
Mm-hmm.
and things, and also I even though I do not post on Instagram, I get a decent amount of like followers every now and then. So I'm like, let me introduce myself because these people I
Yeah.
don't post pictures. These people don't know what I look like.
Just kind of like you pop up like once every 6 months. It'd be like that sometimes. Girl, if not for me like just taking a trip where like I was actually doing stuff where like I needed to be online, I probably wouldn't have had anything because I didn't post when I went to my concert in February. I don't think I posted for the holidays. Like
That's
none
the
of
only
that.
thing I haven't adjusted to as far as the whole like influencer YouTuber thing goes. I'm
Mm-hmm.
like I very much post on the platforms that I enjoy posting on, and I was like really bad, really bad at dealing with the other ones
Mm-hmm.
that don't naturally garner interest from me. But
No,
I'm
I feel
trying to
that.
figure out different things I can do on Instagram. Maybe start like a cute little Instagram series. I've been
Mm-hmm.
tinkering with it because I'm like I need to use these platforms.
Yeah, I was gonna say like obviously like it's not your main content platform. Do you say like whenever you're on a live, it's like a form of like either like escapism or like kind of getting like that instant feedback that you might not get from an upload?
Very that. Also, just catching up because some days I'll take a break. It's like I'll be offline for one day and I miss so much, and that is so annoying.
Yeah.
Like I want to take. I would love to be one of those YouTubers who could just take a cute like 2 month break, a 1 month
Mm-hmm.
break, 3 month break if they need it, and like just dip. But I'm like the niche that I'm in, music drops like rain. It's just always is a never ending stream.
Mm-hmm.
People dropping music. Plus, you're offline for like a day, 2 days. It's wild. It should be happening. It's like I can't
Hmm.
imagine being gone a month. But I kind of want to do that.
I mean, you think about like some of the reactors that have taken those like hiatuses and then they come back and like they still do well, but then like say they have one opinion that a fan base doesn't agree with, and they almost, I don't want to say chases them away, but it gives them less incentive to come back for like a fuller run.
Yeah, it's also like starting all the way over as far as analytics are concerned, which is really, really annoying. The last time I took a break for like a month and a half, almost 2 months involuntarily. I just burnt the fuck out. I was like, I can't do this right now.
Yeah.
And I came back and it was like algorithm wasn't picking anything up, wasn't notifying my subscribers. Like no, it was I was like, oh, what the hell is going on? And I was in a state of how do you describe it? Just like
Like
a
limbo.
little yeah, like a little limbo, like a little pit stop where
Hmm.
my views were just really low, or people were like, I didn't even know you uploaded. Like for months, people were just like, I didn't even know you posted. I thought you'd been gone this whole time. I was like, no, I've been here. so,
Yep.
so that was the annoying part about trying to take a break and leaving. But that's also YouTube is a website. We know they have many issues and problems and things.
Hmm. I mean, has that made you kind of want to diversify the content more? Obviously, like now that you do have a platform like a Patreon where it's like very direct and also like behind a paywall, so like people that are actively seeking out that content will always know where to find it.
Yeah, and I like doing the unedited. People like those now. I was like, that's cool. The whole versions of the videos without the clips and the jumps and stuff like that. Always doing that, and then yeah, I definitely want to bring more like movie commentary to my actual channel since I've been doing TV shows so much on my Patreon because people seem to like that, and I like doing it too. So I'm just dibbling, dabbling. I got a couple other things I want to try. Zion has a video idea that I'm terrified about, but I think I might actually
Yeah.
let her do it. Um,
Yeah, I
I'm not
mean,
gonna.
this is actually a good transition because I was going to mention, obviously, like Zion is now getting into a lot more of like that kind of content creation with TikTok and Reels, especially in the world of fashion, while also managing to get many different acting gigs, whether it be commercials, music videos. How crazy has it been to
Yes,
see like the things that she's been able to do, like as a teenager, just getting her foot in the door and really grinding it out?
I couldn't be prouder. I was like, I want her to supersede me so bad. I'm like, please go flirt. Like I would never. I just would never. I'm like,
You
that's
can
my hustle. Like
coexist, I swear.
period. I was like, I want you to thrive, flourish, and she grinds and she really really loves what she does. I'm like, this girl is a working actress. She's 17.
Mhm.
Every job that she's booked up until like I want to say she just signed with an agency. I want to say like 6 months ago, and they booked her like a couple of jobs and things. But all before that, it was just her, and I
Oh
was just
wow.
watching her. Yeah. Just watching her. She signed up for Actors Access. She signed up for a couple other sites to book auditions, and we drove her there. We got her where she needed to be, and she knocked shit out of the park every time. I'm just like, whoa.
That's phenomenal.
but she can't. But she's very shy in front of family. I was like, I'm the same way. So
Hmm.
she just now showed me her slate, like the slate that she puts in the front of her auditions and stuff. I was like, why are you so personable? Where did all this attitude come from? Like she's just very, I was like, I've never seen that side of her, but she has one of those switches too. She'll be real chill and stuff, but she's a performer. And I was like, I
Yeah.
knew she was. I knew it. She been eating. I'm just so proud of my little sister.
Yeah, it is amazing that like at the age of 17, like you like there's no right or wrong age to be influenced by someone because you can admire whatever it is that they're working towards, and to have like something where you're balancing like trying to make it in acting while also like trying to come up with content as an influencer while also still being a student, like a literal student.
She has
I don't know
been
how.
yeah. She's been in online school this entire time, but she's going to actual school for her senior year, which is this year. So she's going
Oh,
to be in actual school building, which is going to be different for her. she's like,
wow.
she's excited, and it. I'm inspired by her all the time, man. I was like, how do you do short form content? Maybe it's because I've been doing long form content for
Yeah.
such a long time. I'm like, damn, I gotta do this and short form content. But I love her TikToks and I love her reels and I
Yep.
help her shoot a lot. Like I take all whenever she does pictures or photo shoots, that's usually me behind the camera, and she just she's showing me a lot of things. She was like, Maya, you need to do this on your TikTok. You need to do this. Gave me ideas for little stuff. And I was like, okay.
Yeah, I do think it's like a combo of two things. Obviously, like Gen Z, they've had like from day one access to what we got later on in life. So like they
Yes.
know from the jump like what looks good, what doesn't look good, and then like obviously like just having like an undeniable it factor. Like that's something you can't grasp or learn online. Like if you are meant to have it, you will have it. And apparently it is running in the family over there too, because let's not I mean, we're talking about one member of the family booking gigs and everything too. I believe it was a couple videos in particular that might have led you to something last fall in the Los Angeles area.
Indeed. Indeed. Horror camp. Lots of fun. Had a
Yes.
wonderful time. I still something I feel like I processed, but not really.
Yeah, I mean, I still wish like there was a way to like have a live stream for it because I would have paid money to see it like just from the other side of the country. But like even before like booking horror camp, like can we talk about positions?
Yes.
So,
Yes, we can. Yes,
so
we
proof
can.
that you don't have to be the first to react to anything to get what you're looking for. Like you just have to
I love
again
you.
having it. Like you can't teach personality, you have to have it. So when you were able to inaudibly evoke such emotion from just maybe 5 seconds of one song to the point where the artists themselves are so not only entertained and moved by it, they share it on their own platforms for exponentially more eyes.
I was like, whoa, what's happening? I was working at Target. You met and it is the way, no, I have to talk about that for two
Yeah.
seconds because it was too much. It was too much in the moment. I was on the floor. I was doing the drive in orders and stuff. So I was just
Mhm.
going around the store with a basket, picking up stuff, putting it in bags. But I had just posted the positions video and I was pissed because I wanted to get it up sooner than it did, but I was having tech issues and shit. And I was like, oh my God, like
Mhm.
I was just really annoyed. I was like, it would be so cool if she saw it. Like just walking around, I did just unintentionally manifesting. I get off my shift and go to my locker and get my phone, and it's just like 20 missed calls, like 15 text messages, like, bitch, where are you? What are you doing? Ariana shared your video. I was like, the way I looked at my phone, I just took off my little thing. I put it in the thing. I walked out. I said, bye, guys. Have a good day. I just walked so calmly to my car and lost my shit. I lost my natural mind.
Yeah.
And then called my sister. She wasn't answering the phone. So I called my mom. I was like, Ma, where's Zion? She's like, I don't know. Where's he? And then here comes Zion walking down the hallway. She's like, what? I was like, why aren't you answering the phone? She's like, what's going on? I was like, it's an emergency. It's an emergency. She was like, what? Ariana saw your video? I was like, yeah. I was like, yeah, she did. The best part of that whole experience was the look on Zion's face. I'm not even lying. Zion was just like, and ran and got her phone, and it was just, and I drove home as carefully as possible. But that was
Yeah.
a whole day. That whole day was insane. Everybody calling me, bitch, what is it? Ah, bitch, you're on her page. That's permanent. That's forever. I was like, she could delete it, but it was like, she posted you. I was like, oh my God.
Yeah.
Crazy. It's the way I thought it was going to be one day of craziness.
Yeah. And then one day of craziness turns into like the very beginning of your Patreon where you react to one of the greatest concert films of all time. Excuse Me, I Love You. Let's just say there was a Netflix subscription and a bottle of Moscato.
That was finished by the end of the video.
That's how I know it was good Moscato.
I drank that whole bottle of wine. Whew, got my life.
Yeah,
Got
I still say
entire
like my
life.
favorite part of that whole video is just the beginning of the light is coming when you are like clearly you are. I don't know why that sent me in particular, but you were like singing up and down that whole ass video. Like, I mean, because that's what we do as fans and stands. Like, you don't go to a concert just to hear the concert. I mean, you do, but you sing.
Sing down. I knew all of
Yeah.
the ad libs. You got to. That's stand shit. I was
No,
like, if you know.
yeah. Seen Ari twice, been the only one that knew the whole set list twice, and was so.
Listen, plus the ad libs, plus the mixes, plus the dance break, all of that.
Girl, I was show 3 for the Sweetener tour, and I knew the arrangements like that.
I know you did. I know you did. I'm still so sad I couldn't go to that tour. I'm just like, oh, I couldn't get.
We're manifesting after Wicked. That's all.
I'm excited for her.
Oh my god.
I'm so proud of her, but also it is the way I can wait because I've never seen Wicked. I haven't seen the show.
Did we address the elephant in the room with Wicked?
What's the elephant? What
Why songs from that musical have alluded you to this day or have scorned you to this day?
Oh my god! Listen, fuck. This is the way I try every day to forget about Popular. I'm sorry, it was ruined for me.
Yeah.
I love the song. I love Megan Hilty's version especially,
Mm-hmm.
but my college roommate ruined it for me, and then Ariana sampled it. It was just horrible. It was a horrible time for me.
Yeah. No shade to Ari, no shade to Mika. Like
no shade,
yes.
but I just had my own scars with that song. My roommate just would not stop singing Popular, and she sounded horrible. So it's like it got stuck in my head, horrible, you know?
Because you don't hear it the right way. You hear it how you hear it.
Yeah, and then I heard the actual song, and I was like, oh, I don't hate this, but damn, does it sound like horrible in my head now because of her.
It's okay. December 2023, all will be right in the world.
Can't wait. I'm so excited.
It is still crazy that we are gonna see this in next winter. It's just like her and I don't know if I was more excited for Ari or for Cynthia Erivo getting casted.
I'm saying, I was like, oh, this soundtrack is gonna fucking eat. This soundtrack is going to eat. Above all, I can't wait to hear it.
I'm so excited.
The emotion. Whew. I saw Cynthia live in the Color Purple revival. I sat third row. I was like right up in her grill.
I would have wailed.
I was just weeping. I genuinely can't remember it. That was right before the pandemic too.
Yeah.
I think that was the last show. That was the last show I saw. Was the Color Purple before we went into lockdown. And the emotion, man. I just love live theater.
No, and then like there's nothing like it, but even like the way that it didn't even have to translate in a theater, her singing like that on Terrell. On a stool. A cappella.
Always on a stool, goddammit. Always gotta have a stool. Don't need shit else. Just give me a seat and then catch these vocals. It's absolutely disgusting. So them together, it's gonna balance. So oh my god, they're gonna balance so well. Like Cynthia's voice and then Ariana's softness and just angelic shit. It's gonna be ridiculous.
No, and then like they just got like timbres. Like they know when to turn it up for things. They know when to turn it down for things. It's just
Yep.
Experts. We love them.
Absolutely. I also want to be an expert in my field. I'm taking my good, sweet time.
Well, I mean, you didn't have to wait too long to get your toes wet in that field. Obviously, one Miss Joan Grande did end up reaching out to you following that "Excuse me, I love you" reaction. Can we get into getting ready for horror camp now? I think it's a good time.
I was like, this is my Broadway. It's like, it's a show. It's in Hollywood. I was like, I prepared out the ass. I feel like I was doing hella vocal lessons and like working out and trying to like build my stamina and shit. It all went out the window when I got there. I was so fucking anxious. I'm being completely honest. It was just so overwhelming. I was very happy, very present, and like, me and my energy and things, but just nervous as hell, man. So like everything I worked on, I completely forgot. I just went with the feeling. I was like, fuck it, whatever. I'm just gonna do my absolute best and call it a day. Because I was like, oh, I could have hit that bitch. Ooh, I was like, I can't do that to myself here. I was like, I cannot, especially here. Yeah, I'm not doing that.
No, because like it wasn't no high school production, like 25th annual Putnam County Spelling Bee. Like y'all had production and y'all had a cast.
I love Putnam.
Girl, that was my first musical. Like that I was ever in.
Who did you play?
This is about to sound real ghetto. So they had to add an ensemble because too many people auditioned for it. I was understudy for Barfay as a freshman in high school.
Okay, eat.
Yeah. So like if they needed if someone could make rehearsal, I was Magic Foot was my shit. The I Love You song. the I Love You song and Prayer for a Comfort Counselor. God.
You have to bring me back so we can talk about theater. But would you say?
So I mean,
I don't
obviously,
want to
like
know
it
that.
wasn't just like a mom and pop production. Like it was a real production. I mean, you had the budget there, you had the resources allocated, and you had an incredible ensemble alongside you in this production. Names that we've seen on stage, on screen, in our headphones. Like, just what was it like getting there day one and just realizing, oh shit, I'm among these people now.
It was. I will be completely honest. I feel like I've been trained very, very well. Because for those of you guys who don't know, I don't talk about him often because he's, it's him. When my uncle is the head coach of the Pittsburgh Steelers,
Mm-hmm.
so and he started coaching when I was like mad young. So he very much like was like, they're just people with cool jobs. If you work hard, you can have a cool job too. So, because when we were younger
Mm-hmm.
and we'd be at games and we would geek when we'd see players and stuff or like run up on them, and my uncle would just be like, hey,
Mm-hmm.
stop. They're just people. Don't act like
Yeah.
that. They're just humans. So, like,
I
very
mean, it
much.
also helps that he's a damn good coach, and that's coming from someone that grew up loving the Buffalo Bills. So, I mean,
Oh, that's a wonderful compliment. Thank you.
oh no,
Thank you very
yeah,
much.
no, Mike Tomlin coaches down. So
I love he is very good at what he does, but
again,
he trained us
excellence in the
all.
family. I'm just,
Thank you.
it all circles back.
Thank you. He trained us good, so I'm used to being around like certain people and keeping my shit together. But it was the fact that I was gonna be performing with these people that like tripped me out in my head. I was like, we can hang out all day. I get to be on stage with y'all. I get to be on stage performing with these people, and they were all just so nice. Like it is the way I was so prepared for all types of, LA cuntiness and everything they tell you to expect when you're dealing with
Mm-hmm.
Hollywood people and stuff. But everybody was mad cool. And I was like, this is a testament to like not only this family and the people that they associate with and allow to like, be in their spaces, but just the amount of respect that all of those people had for like artists and artistry in general. Everybody, we were having a good time, but everybody was like taking it seriously. And I was like, I love this. Like I was just obsessed with the process. I usually say I like rehearsing more than the performance.
No, honestly, some of the best things about a production all come from the actual rehearsals. Not anything that makes it to the
Yeah,
stage, but just like the things that you remember are always from a rehearsal or like from a blocking session or just like because you think about like
yeah.
the stuff that you can't say, but like it helps you remember things. Yeah.
There's just so many because we did that show in 6 days. And it was 13 songs, and we had blocking and dancing for every single one of them. And it was just there's so much shit to remember. So we were just, it was like using every tool that we had and every little anagram to be like, oh yeah, this
Mhm.
means this, and these words go here, and this is
Do you think the
so
music
much
being
fun.
mostly covers help versus learning like an original score?
No, only because I didn't know all of the songs. I knew
That's
I knew
fair.
maybe two of the songs. I knew we did I Will Survive, and I knew, oh damn, what is the name of that song?
What? No more
Oh,
tears.
I didn't even know that one.
Ooh.
I didn't even know that one. I'm not as well versed in the Streisand and Donna Summer as I should
No, that's
be.
fair.
I'm quite ashamed,
Wait,
but
Loki, was that
I
like the same time they were doing that on the battles on The Voice too?
was. And me and Ariana talked about that. But it was one way or
Oh yeah.
another. I knew that too. I knew that too. But those are the only two songs out of all 13 that I knew.
Also,
So it
high
was
key,
like,
why do I remember one way or another from like Rugrats Go Wild?
shut
Or
up.
like, should I stay or should I go? Yeah. I mean,
Excellent.
teaching the children about classic music. What can I say?
Yes.
Yeah. So I mean, obviously, like 6 days to get an original production top together, 4 shows for that weekend. A holiday weekend, no less, because it's Halloween. So like, it's also
Yes.
a year after quarantining. Everyone's kind of like dying to get out to either see a production or just go out and enjoy themselves. Like, did you feel like there's going to be so much more pressure than there ended up being?
Oh my God. I felt pressure every step of the way. I was like, oh God, who's watching me? Like my mom and my sister came to rehearsal one day and they wanted to stay and watch. They came during a break. I was like, no, leave. I was like, leave, please leave. I need my space. I need to be in the right headspace. You can see the full show. I was just really nervous. And Zion did not help. She was texting me every night and telling me who was in the audience. I was like, why would you tell me this? Why would you tell me that? So I felt the pressure every night. But what was fun was everybody was drunk. The whole audience
Yeah.
was sauced. So they were fun. They were rowdy.
So
It
no one
was
remembers the show. Great.
listen, but I live. But I live. So that means they don't remember the little stuff in my head that I remember that I should have done better. They don't remember
Yeah.
that.
So they were drunk, they were high, they were crossfaded. It was great.
They loved every bit of that shit, and that made it a lot less pressure on that end. Like the audiences were insane. So fun. So fun.
Yeah, and I also loved like there was so much more like to those parties aside from even just like the actual production stuff. Like there were live drag performers. You had people like Eureka O'Hara, you had Shangela, you had Deborah Cox.
Oh my god, Deborah.
Talking about getting texted who's in the audience, you're probably thinking nobody's supposed to be here.
And when she was doing her sound check for that song, I lost my shit. I had to come from backstage with my makeup half done. Like, hey! Everybody started laughing at me. I was like, clap for that woman. Are you joking?
Mm-hmm.
I was like, why is she wailing like this? It's 6 o'clock. The show starts at 8, ma'am.
Mm-hmm. I mean, sometimes you just can't turn it off. Like, soundtrack means like, okay, we're going to pretend like it's a sellout. We're going to pretend like it's a stadium. We're going to pretend like...
Singing for her life. Singing for her life. I was like, it's the way I got up there and just did my little sound check. Like, oh, okay, cool. Got off the stage. And she's just like, it was ridiculous. I was like, oh, she's excellent. Damn. Damn.
Yeah. So, I mean, like, now that you have that experience under your belt, do you feel like you would ever consider another theater production down the line if opportunity arose?
I would, but you know what I really like? For context, would it be like a cabaret? I don't know. I want to do like a straight up singing show.
Yeah, I would say like
not
cabaret, like lounge, like intimate affair.
Yeah, I want to do like a set or something, or like be a part of like a group event type situation. I like that. I do like live theater though. If it's it is the right show, it's the right situation, the right people. Because you can only do that show was. You know how many people would lose their mind trying to prepare for a show like that in 6 days? Like if everybody wasn't comfortable with each other, it would be the most not fun experience.
Yeah, and trust me, like I've had experiences where like you have either great chemistry with someone or you have to just push through it and make something of it.
Yeah, I hate that, and I don't want to do that. I genuinely, I only want to work with people that I feel very comfortable with, and I know that's not going to be the case all the time, but it will be for me because I'm going to make it that way.
Yeah. I mean, you're the one that's controlling your own narrative. Like, you can decide, like, yes, I'm going to allow this to happen, especially when it's your livelihood in that sense, too. Although, kind of like on the theater tangent, do you believe in the power of the Scottish play? Because I can think of a time where they said that, and then opening night went awry.
You kind of have to. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
You kind of have to. It's happened too many times.
Yeah, like, it shouldn't even be a superstitious thing, but the fact that someone said that word, and when I tell you, like, people were forgetting lines, there were wardrobe malfunctions. Picture it. My high school auditorium 2013, we're doing opening night of Annie Get Your Gun. Your homeboy is cast as Chief Sitting Bull because he's the only one that looks like Chief Sitting Bull that went to my high school.
I gotta go. Can I leave? Is my car ready?
So long story short, we get through like the end of I'm an Indian too. Like they had some ghetto ass staircase going on that was there the whole like time. Our stage never had anything like that. It was low budget. I'm in these Payless moccasins that had no traction. My big ass just literally falls upstairs on the stage during the number. And then you hear at the end, like when Annie's supposed to say like I'm beat and like I'm just supposed to sit there. I definitely break character and go, I'm clumsy. Under my breath.
I love that though. You better use it.
So it was that, and then like the people in the sound booth were not turning off our mics. I think backstage I might have let like a WTF, and they're like, "Why are you saying that?" I'm like, "You're supposed to turn me off. Look at the fucking script."
That is the worst. When you say like, "Please turn off my mic back." That was me every time I got off stage. Please just turn off my mic back.
Cut it.
I can go.
No, it wasn't even a grunt. It was just a stream of cuss words.
Yes, like, oh my god, I
Like,
missed
I
that
don't
part.
care that I'm 17. This is how I feel in the moment. Let
Indeed.
me feel.
Theater is serious. Theater is serious to us who did do it.
Like, it is the most serious thing, but also the most unserious thing at the same time. And
Actually,
it's the best. I will never understand it, but I
I
mean,
love it.
there's been so many things you've gotten to do. Obviously, like you talk about all the different facets of creation you've done in performing, whether it be online content. How do you help unwind and like kind of get your mindset away from like focusing so much on the work to like kind of reset and relax? Like, are there like certain kinds of content you gravitate to? People that you consider like comfort watches or?
Oh, definitely. I watch more YouTube than TV. I feel like I've been like that forever, which is part of the reason why making a channel felt so easy. Um, but definitely, my comfort channels are as follows. I love Kenny JD. Like I said that a lot. I love Kenny JD.
Oh,
Love
she's
bad movies with the
fantastic.
beat. hmm
Yes.
I love Caitlin Marie. Is one of my good
Yeah.
friends. I love her scared channel, her She's Scared channel. She does like horror content
I
over
know
there,
not to
plays
touch that.
spooky games.
I know not to touch that channel for myself personally, but trust me, I am a bean with the capital B.
Yes, but try watching her the spooky game one. So the games aren't as
Like, if
bad
it's
as the
like,
movies.
depending on the game, I might be okay. But like, if it's like Phasmophobia, should be fine, honestly. But like,
Yeah.
I mean, Dead by
I,
Daylight, that ain't scary. Anyone can play Dead by Daylight. Let's be real. But
and I like, who else do I like? I watch a lot of Trixie and Katya videos.
girl, it is the way that I see them in 3 weeks.
Oh my god, you got tickets to the tour.
The second they announced a Buffalo show, I said to my sister, "We're going."
I should get tickets to that show actually. Let me make a note on my phone real quick.
Yeah, so I got my happy ass. Like, we got good tickets for Thursday night. It's the way that I'm funding my sister's Trixie Cosmetics collection.
I know that's right. Yeah.
So she got the Plant Gay
Yeah.
palette. She got the Juno Birch palette. We
I
did.
wanted the Juno Burst palette. Oh, what the fuck? I'm sorry. I really
No, I
did.
got that at launch. Like, you had to.
It
Yeah.
was gone. I was like,
I ordered that shit at work while also telling my boss, who also loves Trixie and Katya, just like, oh yeah, this is what I'm getting my sister for her birthday. They just launched like a couple hours ago, and they're still available.
man,
So
I was like, damn, I didn't get to it quick enough. But hopefully, I can get tickets to their show because I love Trixie and Katya.
yeah, it is the way that we only have a WoW Plus subscription just for own, and
Period.
it is part of our daily like vernacular now. It is like the craziest stuff. Like, I could just like literally go to my sister, hello, and she's like, yes, we're having weather. Like,
I'm obsessed.
yeah.
Obsessed with the both of them. I watch lots of drag queen content. I watch Roscoe viewing parties.
Yep. I will watch a Bussy Queen reaction video and
Listen,
like breaking it down. Sibling rivalry, Bob and Monet.
yeah, I was gonna go there. I was gonna go there. I listened to their podcast to relax and things. But just recently, actually, it'll be here tomorrow. I bought a passion planner. You know,
Ooh.
me being a Capricorn and things. I love my planner. I love being organized and doing my best to be organized anyway. With my ADHD. But I was like, I need to split this up because I work so much. I'm like, I need to. I've been putting the same stuff in the same planner, like work stuff with like my personal stuff. I was
Same.
like, nah, I need one just for my personal projects that I've been working on, have been working on for a while, plus like all of my personal breaks and stuff. So I bought that. I'm gonna be organizing more of me time because I use
Good.
that. I so much stuff in that planner. I'm like, I just need to focus on myself more than I do, because I love working.
And I could
Really
say,
bad.
like, I know for me being a June Cancer, like, I'm very emotionally and like impulsive. So like trying to structure things, but it's just like, if I'm feeling something, it'll definitely get done. But when I'm not feeling it, I
Listen,
am not feeling it at all. And it is the least productive thing ever. And trying to circumnavigate that, but also trying to branch into other outlets, it's like, you need to figure out something. So,
yeah, and it's a lot. And the more that I've been doing, because I'm on two platforms now. So I'm
mhm.
doing YouTube, I'm doing Patreon. I'm also working on like some personal projects, some other things that you guys might see soon-ish
You
and
never
stuff.
know.
And other things that y'all not gonna see for a minute. But
Yeah.
either way, I need to make sure that I'm taking care of Maya. which has always been my biggest issue because I'm like, go, 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 do this, this, and rarely take breaks. That's why I was like, I need to start planning real breaks for myself where I don't do shit like at all. Because for me, taking a break is like, oh, I'm not posting on this day, but I'm doing something else work
Yeah.
related, or I'm just like, that's not a break. that's not
Hmm.
that's not a break. A break is I want to sit, I want to read my Marvel encyclopedia and get lit and chill and
Hmm.
relax and do nothing and like do yoga outside and just really relax. So like I've been trying to do more of that. It's been helping though, and it makes everything else easier. I'm just like, yeah, that's the way it would work. You take
Hmm.
care of yourself, and then everything else gets better.
Like, do you think you have like a go-to way of like, okay, I know I'm gonna have my day off. Like, this is the ritual. Like, whether it be like something you always do or like an activity that you enjoy the most, where it's just like, I need to get my mind off something. This is gonna instantly cheer me up. I'm gonna do that.
um, Usually involves some type of singing, like whether it's me like just doing karaoke for fucks, just doing it,
Which I
or
will manifest that one day we are gonna go to a karaoke bar somewhere and we're gonna sing the fucking bar down.
I'm scared to go to a karaoke bar because they said that's not for singers. They don't want people who actually
Bullshit.
sing to do karaoke though.
Mom, I got people telling me like you should be like doing this. I'm like, no, I treat that like it's fucking American Idol. I don't care. Like,
Love
let me live
that.
my moment. And eventually I get drunker and I sound like the rest of y'all bitches, so it's fine.
Yeah, just give me a couple drinks. I'll be all right.
And I like Long
Uh,
Island, so it really only takes a couple. So,
no, no, me though.
okay.
Lightweight. I just need one drink.
Yep. Maybe half a
One
drink.
drink.
You never know.
But yes, we can definitely do that. And yeah, it's probably some type of singing, like whether like working on my own music or like just doing karaoke's and stuff. Also sleeping. I love napping.
Hmm.
Naps are nice. And sitting outside, bro. I just sit outside. Go in my backyard. I'll just sit and stand in the grass and like stretch and stuff and then just sit and soak up some vitamin D. Because I live in my
Nice.
basement. Like my mom was like, "Stop being a hermit." I'm like, "Listen, monkeypox is outside, COVID is still outside. I have no desire. I just have no desire, but I
Yeah.
have to go outside and get sunlight. Otherwise,
Yeah. That's an
no.
essential, so that makes sense. So,
Yes. So those are my go tos: sun, music, reading, and a little weed, a little bit, of weed.
yeah, just a little. Enough.
A little dash, a
You know.
sprinkle.
Yeah. So, I mean, we're kind of getting to the end of everything going on. Obviously, you're still ongoing with a lot of content coming down the pipeline for both Patreon and YouTube. And then some of the other topics that we won't get into yet because we're going to save those close to the chest. I mean, kind
Yeah.
of like, I think a good note to end on would be if you could go back, say, like, when you were first starting out to like that junior, senior, like super senior year of Maya, like letting her know, like, hey, go ahead and start the camera, make that video, like what would you think her reaction to how everything has played out has been?
Yeah, honestly, I think she'd be really overwhelmed and not do it if she knew it was going to end up like this.
Sometimes,
I
I
feel
mean,
like
you know yourself the best.
I feel like she would have been like, "Oh my god, all of these people are watching me. Oh my god, like why?" It would just been a lot of questioning and overthinking, and I'm just really glad it turned out the way it did because I didn't have time to overthink. I loved it so much, so I didn't really put a whole lot of worry behind it like I do most things because it's anxiety is a bitch, especially when you really like to do something. So I kind of just really focused on how much I liked it. So that's why I would tell her, just do what you keep doing it because you like it. Don't worry about anything else. Just do it because you like it. It'll work out.
Good. I think
It'll work out.
that's definitely universal like knowledge there too. So I mean, one more thing would be kind of, do you have any goals that you're going to set for yourself in this next year, like for 2023, that you think you're going to be able to knock out?
I want 100,000 subscribers. I want it. I want it.
You deserve it.
I need it.
We're going to get you that plaque, and it is going
I
to be
need
a
that flag.
shrine.
Listen, I already have the spot. I already have the spot set up in my room. I'm manifesting. I know slow and steady wins the race. I've never really cared about numbers or
Yeah.
who cares about my stuff or whatever. I very much have just been having a fun time this entire time. So like trying to turn it into a business and look at it more from that vantage point as well is like growing my numbers because I'm like I know I make good content. That's the other thing. That's why I was like, I'm not worried about numbers or how many
Yeah.
views I get or anything. I'm like, every video I make, I genuinely enjoy and I think it's good content. So if you find me, you find me. But I need more people to find me, you know?
And that's not going to be an if, that's a when. Because
I,
it's going to happen.
thank you. Thank you. Thank you so much.
Yeah, and then on that topic of where people can find you, I mean, where can people find you?
You can find me on my YouTube channel at KioshiWarrior. You can find me on every other social platform. I'm also on TikTok against my will, but I do have a TikTok account. It's the Kiyoshi Warrior. Instagram, Twitter is both Kiyoshi Warrior as well. If you want to follow my foolishness, you know.
Yes, and it is a good time. It's been a good time the last 4 years. It's going to be another good time for however long you see fit. Like, thank you for taking us on
Yes.
your journey. And I mean,
Thank
for
you.
anyone else that is interested in learning more about Maya, definitely check out the description down below. Make sure you leave a like and a comment on this video. Let me know what you'd like to see going forward with the series. Make sure to follow me on Twitter and Instagram at the Jose Can You See. I'm also letters U and C. Also on TikTok, although my TikTok is kind of a shit post TikTok. Like, you'll have gaming stuff here, you'll have filters there, you'll have me thinking I could sing wherever. Like, it is what it is. Don't go to TikTok if you want serious content. Like, just either go to my Twitter, go to my Twitch. That's it. So, but yeah, thank you
Love
all
it.
for being a part of this very wonderful first episode of Content with Creation. I'm looking forward to wherever this series takes me and getting to know so many other wonderful creators in this world. So, thank you
Thank
all,
you
and I
for
will see you.
creating the series.
Thank
Okay.
you for agreeing to be on this series. Like, as someone that I draw like inspiration from, of like, you know what? There's no better time to just kind of get out of your mindset and just do it. And then once you do it, it's cathartic.
Absolutely.
So
I wish you the most success. Thank you for having me.
thank you. And thank you all for being here. And we will catch you on the next episode. Take care, y'all.